planting green. Today I am planting green, as it's called, planting into living rye. It's the first time for us to do this. I'm pretty excited about it though. Tell where I've planted and where I haven't. You just look out across the field. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit, but I think if you were standing at ground level looking across, you wouldn't be able to tell. Now, if you walk over into that area, you'd see the rows pretty easily, but still looks like a beautiful field of rye. Now, like everything, there are some disadvantages. Especially with planting corn into rye like we're doing here. The major disadvantage is that the rye ties up nitrogen until it breaks down and decays. So we will have to feed the corn a little bit extra nitrogen to compensate for that, but I feel that all the other benefits offset that by a long shot. So this is our first year doing it. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to do more of it and to get more intricate in the type of crops that we use as a cover going forward. So this field was wheat last year, and I came in the summer and I planted, I guess it was August, I planted radishes and a very high population of soybeans, kind of hoping that it would kind of choke out some of the volunteer wheat. Obviously that didn't work too well. You can see there's still a lot of volunteer wheat out here. I'm probably going to end up having to spray it off, which I thought I might have to do some anyway, but I was hoping to wait till after planting, and this is thick enough I'll probably have to kill it before planting. But you can see this is a radish, or what's left of one, and these little babies are little cylinders of nutrients. They're gonna rot down and let their nutrients out into the corn crop when it comes up. There's a radish still stuck out of the ground, and you see it's rotted right off at ground level. That would be the microbes going to town. So they're there. They came good. Be a lot of nutrients for the corn. I just got to get the volunteer wheat under control. I don't think I can let it go long enough to be able to hit it with the roller crimper, because I'd have to have corn planted long before that time, I think. And then here I'm planting not so green. This was clover that was seeded into the wheat last year, allowed to grow. We mowed it down once last fall, and it regrew some over winter, it regrew before winter set in and then started growing again in the spring. But then I come in and sprayed it off to kill it, and I'm planting into it now. Planting soybeans green today. This is also rye, same as the corn. But today something special is going on. So I got me a chauffeur driving me back and forth. So one of the advantages to rye is that it has what's called an allelopathic effect on certain other plants. Kind of, from what I understand, more specifically small seeded plants, which is what a lot of our weeds are that we deal with. So in addition to smothering the weeds out and blocking them from the sunlight, there's actually a natural chemical released by the rye that also helps control the weeds. So today I'm crimping. Something squeaking in there a little bit. Metal rubbing somewhere. But I'm crimping down the rye that I planted the other day. This should hopefully save me a herbicide pass and provide some good organic matter. the reason I grew the rye. But the crimper does the work. It should kill the rye. That's the idea. As it dries over it, it crimps them. You can see how it's kind of broke up there. The plant won't grow anymore now that it's been pinched off. So the crimper, I would say, is doing what it's supposed to do. So let's see how it runs. Kind of expecting it to actually flatten it down a little bit more than it does, but I guess that doesn't matter as long as it's pinching it like it seems to be. Here in the heavier rye, it definitely lays it down better. Where it's thinner, it bounces back up. It sure doesn't like rocks though, I can tell you that. So you can actually do this before or after you plant. We were intending to do it before we planted this year. Hostage. But the crimper didn't show up in time. It was time to plant, and we didn't know when it was coming. So we're doing it after we planted. Some of the stuff I sprayed off just because we felt we needed to get it killed. We didn't know when the crimper was coming. It was just time to get it done. So this is about a week after I hit this rye with the roller crimper. You can see it wasn't completely effective. I would give it a 60% effectiveness. I think that a lot of that is just to do with the rye wasn't all at the right point in growth. It wasn't mature enough yet to be able to be killed. It popped right back up. And there's some wheat mixed in that rye because of the cheap bin run rye that we bought. So I'm out here today spraying it off in order to make sure it's dead, because I can't have the rye go to seed. That'll create a disaster for next year's crop. So just got to get this taken care of, getting it sprayed off today. So I wanted to show you this little strip here. You can see there's rye, and then there's one little strip that didn't get planted to the rye because I think I had a couple plugs in the drill. But you can see all the weeds coming in there. So that goes to show you the rye is doing what it's supposed to be as far as holding back the weeds.